Hello, welcome to the weather update. Just a brief one tonight, Friday. Yep, the haze is back. You can see it there in the sky. Very hazy today. Due to that, all that wildfire smoke that we've been having from California making its way over here. So if we look at should be able to see that haze. There it is. You can see it over our area right there. Very, very evident there, especially as the sun set. Very evident. And that's all coming from you can see again. Here's the MODIS satellite. You can see all that haze. Looks like there's a little less of it off to the west. So I'm hoping maybe we'll have a little less of it maybe later on in the weekend. But then we'll have some more of these cirrus clouds around. So hopefully you enjoyed that blue sky yesterday. Before we get started with the local, let's go to the National Hurricane Center and just talk about Tropical Storm Fiona right now. So go over here. You'll see tropical storm warnings now in effect for Puerto Rico and a lot of the Leeward Islands, and then watches in effect further up into the Dominican Republic. And now after it reaches the Bahamas, it's forecast to become a hurricane. So it will strengthen. I didn't mean to close that. I did not mean to close that. Let's reopen that. So let's go and look at the latest public advisory on Fiona. It's very close to Guadalupe. Tropical storm conditions and heavy rains are occurring across portions of the Leeward Islands. As of 8 o'clock, location 16.5 north, 61.5 west, 15 miles west-northwest of Guadalupe, and 235 miles east-southeast of St. Croix. Maximum sustained winds are 50 miles an hour, moving west at 15 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 1002 millibars, 29.59 inches. So let's now let's go to the latest satellite imagery on Fiona. We'll just use the Tropical Tidbit site here, and you'll see, again, a little disorganized. See, it's getting a little more disorganized as it's over the island, so probably won't strengthen too much over the weekend. But after that, then it's going to pick up strength. You can see here on the models, you can see how the curves, it does do a recurve out to sea, luckily. Some of the models are taking it in, but as it recurves, it will gain strength. Once it passes the Bahamas, it gets over that warmer water and more favorable conditions for development. And we will talk more about that on Sunday. So let's now go and talk about the local weather. Let's talk about what we got going on outside right now. Temperatures generally in the mid-60s. Still have low dew points. We had easterly winds. Dew points still in the 40s. They are a little higher in Jersey. You see some 50s over there. But let's take a look and see what the day was like at Islip. 63 right now with a dew point of 50. And you'll see here it was pretty cool. We had the northwest winds most of the day. No sea breeze. Northwest to north winds most of the day. Dew point's pretty low. Very comfortable out there despite the hazy skies. Pretty comfortable out there. You can see, and highs only in the mid-70s. Very nice and comfortable outside. And we'll have one more sort of comfortable day tomorrow, and then it gets a little more uncomfortable. So let's take a look at the lows and highs across the area right now. So let's go and look at the lows first. And you'll see 39 at Westhampton. That is remarkable. Wow, got down to 39. Everybody else had lows around 50. Some upper 40s, though, on the North Shore of Nassau County. Of course, I checked the temperature in the wee hours in the morning when I went to get up to use the restroom, and it was 60 in the alley. So, yeah. So we're in line with the city, 59. And then you had also 40s in the Toms River as well. Can't enjoy any of that, though, where I live. So let's go to the highs. And you see highs in the mid-70s. Across the area, so generally mid-70s across Long Island. A little warmer in Jersey, though, closer to 80. So now let's go to the latest models, and we'll just show you we have this high that's going to be with us for the whole weekend. But as it moves offshore, you'll see that warmer west-southwest flow as we get to Sunday. So one more comfortable day for tomorrow, and then that will change. So let's go and take a look at the HRRR 0Z model. And I do have to look at the smoke model, too, as well. You'll see nothing going on as far as precipitation for the weekend. Let's look at the dew points here and the wind flow, and you see there northwest winds shifting north and then becoming easterly by tomorrow morning, and then as we get later in the day, probably more toward the later afternoon, they become southeasterly and then southerly. It's still comfortable, but you notice by tomorrow evening the dew points start rising, and then Sunday we'll have more humid conditions in the area with southwest winds. So it looks like a pretty strong southwest breeze. So at least there'll be some sea breeze to keep the South Shore cool, though, here, and we're not going to feel any of that. That's why it's too hot. It's too hot. I got to get out of here. Mid 50s for low, so we'll probably have lows again in the 50s tonight. And then for tomorrow, you'll see highs in the mid 70s, mid to upper 70s. Still fairly cool, maybe close to 80 in New Jersey. And then Sunday, that's when you'll really see the difference. Highs, generally speaking, probably mid 80s in a lot of areas, and probably Mineola too. Probably get above 80. South Shore will have a sea breeze, especially later on in the day. Let's now look at the skies. There's obviously two factors with the skies that we're going to look at here, and that is first the smoke, and the smoke and then the clouds. Tomorrow you'll see we'll have a few high clouds around, high and mid-level clouds. Sunday, a little less of that maybe, but then more clouds as we get toward later in the day. And then Monday, we have a front that will be passing through. But we'll talk about that Sunday night. So let's go take a look at the smoke model, because I forgot to put that up on the screen because I just forgot to do that. Let's go to the 0Z smoke model, and we will can actually change this to northeast. So let me change this to northeast, and we'll look at the vertically integrated smoke, and we'll see how this handles with the smoke as we go into tomorrow and the weekend. So you'll see here, it does get a little better tomorrow, but then it comes right back in. It looks like Sunday especially. So we have a little less smoke tomorrow, and then it looks like Sunday, it looks like there'll be more smoke coming in once again. So we get a little break from it, gets a little bit better, but then we'll be right back into it on Sunday. And then maybe after that, we'll finally get rid of it when the next front comes through. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. I'm taking off tomorrow night, but maybe I'll put a post on the highs and the lows and stuff like that. But take a break from the weather update, and I'll see you Sunday night with the weather update. Sometimes it's just too much to do it every day. Have a good night.